So the movie's Fletch.
The movie
Let me
is
get
Fletch.
that out of the way. The movie's Fletch from 1985, starring Chevy Chase and
A bunch of other people.
Alec. Yeah, Alec, get us started on this. I think it's a really great comedy from '85, but give me your opinion on Fletch.
Will do. Well, I just want to give a quick shout out to Edge and say thanks for actually putting this on our radar for talking about. He had basically said he really likes the podcast. He's like, you guys don't talk comedy as much at early ever. It's all a bunch of serious movies. And so I was like, hey,
that's fair.
What comedy you want? He's like, I don't care. He's like, blah. I'm like, Fletch, this, and he's just like, oh, Fletch, yeah, definitely. And I was like, all right,
Yeah.
cool. So I kind of led him in that direction, but I'll still give him a shout out of when I talk comedies. So it's interesting, this movie. I really do enjoy this film. I like young Chevy Chase. I did not see this movie, like most movies like this, did not see this until post high school. And actually, I don't think I saw this movie actually until like we were out in LA together. So like we're talking like late 2000s, maybe even 2010 or something before I actually sat down and ever saw this film. So this is probably the third or fourth time I've actually watched Fletch. So I don't have some of the nostalgia or the jokes that come with it of like having seen it a bunch of times growing up and saying all these different quotes. However, with that said, I mean, this is probably one of my favorite Chevy Chase movies, or at least my favorite Chevy Chase movie that just stars him. Because I really do like Three Amigos, and that's not really a Chevy Chase vehicle. But like this is...
That's an ensemble piece. This is not,
But this is probably my favorite. It's just fun. I feel like Chevy Chase is super enjoying himself in this entire film. Doesn't have to like try too hard or be whatever, or like he just gets to be kind of almost himself and just like mess around.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's going on.
Yeah, well, that's some of the problem too. But it's just it obviously doesn't take itself too seriously, which is fantastic. Like it kind of knows what it's trying to be, and just joke after joke comes by, but yet it's still got a story that's interesting enough to follow along that I'm just not like, okay, let's just get to the next joke. It's like, oh no, I'm actually kind of like enjoyable. And it's also got one of the best little, sequences of him just putting money on rich people's tabs at country clubs. And that's the best. And because he wants, a Bloody Mary and a steak sandwich and, a steak sandwich, So this is definitely not my favorite comedy. I know a lot of people it is. This is lower on my list but it's definitely up there. Like I do definitely enjoy it, but it's just not my go-to. Like if I'm going to watch a comedy, or anything of that sort. So there's a lot more that's going to be like Tommy Boy, like the first comedy we really talked about. Like I prefer that over this, but I kind of saw that when I was younger and grew up with that. Dumb and Dumber. I don't know like what it may be, but there's more things that kind of are in my wheelhouse or that I enjoy more than I enjoy this, but I do appreciate where this is at.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like the thing just feels so tailored to the Chevy.
Yeah.
Like just overly so. And you almost don't even see this anymore. Or if you do, the comedian that's starring probably wrote the script too.
And is directing it and doing it.
And is directing it and has full creative, kind of like Mike Myers did with Austin Powers. Like he didn't direct them, but like he had total creative control. I don't know how much creative control I imagine Chase is doing quite a bit of ad-libbing in this film and in the sequel. You can kind of tell certain setups where you really should probably just you wind him up and just let him go.
Yeah.
For me, this is my favorite role that he plays. It's kind of it's almost like just an evolution of his role in Caddyshack. Mm-hmm. It's very, very similar, very, snarky, more intelligent though than the character in Caddyshack. Like Fletch is like, that's kind of the inside joke is he low key is pretty much like a genius. Mm-hmm. And knows it. But there are some circumstances where like he overextends himself, like, just, it's all ball bearings these days, which is probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. Just like
it was
him with the aircraft.
The one guy completely doesn't believe him at all, and the other guy's just like, oh man, he's just joking. He's funny.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
that's really nice luggage. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I was just checking.
Doesn't know where doesn't know where anything is. Yeah. And I was gonna say this is quite a bit better than the sequel. Fletch Lives, but I will say for my money, because we're probably not going to do like a whole separate episode on Fletch Lives. For my money, when he shows up as like the guest televangelist in Fletch Lives is absolutely incredible and as good a sequence as anything in this movie. But like as a whole, it's not as funny. I don't know why. I think the situational comedy is not as good. Because that's mostly what this is like pickles that he gets himself into, usually being somewhere he's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Or
trying to get away from someone who wants information or wants him to write a story. And he's just like, oh, hey. So,
but yeah, the way he continually like puts off his boss, like just delay, like stalling, it is hysterical.
But the fact that like, no joke, like the fact that no one actually punches him in the face for all the crap he says, like, and just, especially like even the beginning when Alan Stanwyck like pulls him off the beach and he's just like giving him all the, like, I'm Ted Nugent and like all this fake stuff. And just, he's just like, why Alan just wouldn't punch him right in the face. I mean, I understand, obviously you find out why, but like he's that way with so many people that you're just like, man, how you don't walk around with a black eye all the time is beyond me.
Well, you'd ask the same thing of Chase himself with stuff he said to people.
That's very fair, yeah.
And it has come to blows, and I will say Chevy Chase is a very large human being. I mean, he's like 6'3.5", like he's basically my height.
Yeah.
He's a big guy. Like, so in the context of the movie, he's almost always like bigger than any other person in the frame, which is really funny. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's quirky. You've got the fact that he's constantly dressing up and playing all these other characters is a lot of fun. Like, just like I said, his bumpkin aircraft mechanic that he plays is hysterical. The wig he's got on is ridiculous. The bum he plays at the beginning at Venice Beach. Yeah, it's just
the roller skating priest or whatever guy. Yeah, like I don't even know what that is.
It doesn't, like you said, I mean, most comedies don't take themselves seriously anyway, but like this one really just doesn't care. It's very it's very liberating to watch it. It's just like the character, it's like a fever dream of like of like how you might want to actually treat people for real if there were no consequences. Like the character acts as if there's like no real serious consequence to his actions. Like Fletch says and does things to people, like you said, and gets away with it that you would never in a million years think to do in public. You would get, well, today you'd probably just get shot, but like in this movie, you at least would get hit in the face. And yeah, he really, even the way he approaches women.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I always forget that Gina Davis is in this every single time.
Yeah.
That I like when her name pops up and I'm like, wait, Gina Davis is in this? Like, what the heck is going on? And then I realized,
I forgot George Wendt was in it as Fat Sam.
Fat Sam, yeah.
By the way, did I ever tell you, like, probably 10 years ago, I'm in one of the Chinese restaurants it's right down the street from me by like 7-8 minutes, and I'm waiting on my order, and in walks this guy with dark shades on, with another kid that's maybe, I don't know, 18, 19, 20, something like that. And they sit down beside me, and the guy starts talking with the kid about Cheers.
No.
And I'm like, holy crap, that's Norm. That's George Wendt. And it was. I didn't say anything to him, but it totally was. And because he was visiting Kirstie Alley, he used to live here.
That's right. I always forget that.
She lived here. She had a house here for a while. She grew up here, but like eventually I think she sold it. But yeah, no, it was him. It's totally him.
Oh, that's
totally
awesome.
him. Yeah, it was probably like 10 years ago. But yeah, he had real large, like dark shades on to kind of, I don't think people are going to recognize him, but like, and I believe the kid was her, Kirstie's son. But yeah, I forgot he's in the movie. There's a lot of, the cast of characters is just really super funny. Like,
yeah. It's, well, and he really doesn't do much lifting whatsoever. Like he just kind of sits there and just like plays confused a little bit for pretty much most of the movie. So it's basically like if Norm's beers finally caught up to him. That's what he's just rolling off that hangover.
Yeah.
Down by the beach. No, this was like you said, this is a fun movie. I mean, there's not like outside of like the dialogue, there's nothing in it that is particularly special. Like it's not like the editing or the cinematography. It's not like it's bad. It's not like it's like there's glaring flaws or errors. It's just it's done well, but nothing spectacular that I was watching going, oh, that made me go, oh wow, that's an amazing shot. Like it was just
No.
It's solid. Like there's nothing pulled me out. There was nothing that made me go, oh, that's really bad. Like, or that's really terrible.
And I often don't like my comedies to be overshot or over edited. Like I think the comedy is top tier importance, and sometimes more polish can make it distracting. There are exceptions. I think Tropic Thunder is an exception to that rule.
I love Tropic
which it's exquisitely shot, but it makes sense given the nature, given the context. And we're gonna have to do Tropic Thunder.
We do have to do Tropic Thunder. I love Tropic Thunder.
But no, one of the things I was gonna say about Fletch was the first couple times I watched it, because this is not a knock on Fletch, but I'll often forget large sections of the plot because it's just not that important to me. Like I'm there for the laughs. I'm there to watch Chevy Chase like do his thing. But the movie's not particularly predictable. Like it's actually got a little bit of a twist and turn as the investigation kind of rolls out. And it's not really easy to do. Like the movie could easily just be this super predictable. All that matters is the comedy. That's all we're going to invest any energy into. And that's not really the case. Like even the second film kind of gives you a big head fake on convincing you who you think the bad guy is, but it's actually not. And this movie kind of did a similar thing too, with like, why was he hired to do this? Like exactly what's going on. So yeah, it's got a little bit of a mystery, enough of it to keep things interesting where you're like, well, okay, I'll pay attention.
And I always thought, like, I remember when I first watched this, that like they even kind of threw me, because I just figured, like, I knew it was a ruse, like that Tim Matheson was not hiring him to get shot. I always figured that it was Tim Matheson was hiring him so he'd have a break-in and he'd shoot his wife and make it look like, to get like the life insurance money and all her holdings and stuff like that, but basically make it so like that Fletch shot her and then he shoots Fletch as in like self-defense, And so I remember like, being a comedy, I was like, oh, surprised that like, it actually caught me unawares. It caught me like thinking something else that was going to happen.
Yeah. And you've got them casting Matheson like then is kind of against type. Cause you figure like 78, he does Animal House.
Yeah.
So
which was apparently supposed to be Chevy Chase originally.
Oh, really? So there's an interesting connection.
Yeah, but apparently they were like didn't want to be a Saturday Night Live movie, National Lampoon or whatever didn't want to do a Saturday Night Live, and so Chevy Chase was obviously big in Saturday Night Live, so they said no, we'll use Matheson instead.
What's really interesting because Gwen watches this show on Netflix sometimes. I can't remember the name of it. It's a drama. It's kind of a romantic drama. And Matheson's like a major character in it as like a veteran doctor.
Yeah. And it's Heart of Dixie. Laura watches it. Yeah.
No,
it's Heart of Dixie.
That's not the one Gwen watches. Hers is something different. It's not Heart of Dixie. It's
Are you sure?
Yeah. He is in Heart of Dixie. It's Virgin River. He plays a doctor in both of them.
Okay.
Total typecasting.
Yeah, total typecasting.
She used to watch Virgin River, Dr. Vernon Mullins. But yeah, I'm seeing Heart of Dixie, Dr. Brick Breland. What the heck? But no, he's turned himself into like a pretty solid, like a really solid, like dramatic actor.
Oh man. And he went basically right from it, like almost. Like he took a couple years off and that was it. And then he was playing a doctor again.
Yep. Oh, but yeah, it's interesting from Animal House to Virgin River.
I mean, why not? He just kind of, grow and take the jobs you have and get, and as we both know, a lot of times a TV job, especially something like that, is the closest thing you're going to get to a day job in the industry. So.
And I forgot until now that Dana Wheeler Nicholson that plays Mrs. Stanwyck is Maddie Earp in Tombstone. Mm-hmm. And she's really good in Tombstone as Maddie as well. She's fan. Yeah. But she's a nice foil to Fletch in this. Like,
she never really believes him. Like she's always just like, this isn't true. Like, what's going on? What are you really doing?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's, oh my goodness, that's fun. Yeah. No, so this is, yeah, so really do enjoy this film a lot. Like, you know, probably, I mean, like, I love Caddyshack. I did see that a whole lot sooner. Like, so I've watched Caddyshack for a lot longer in my life than this, but I think just seeing this is definitely the pinnacle of Chevy Chase vehicles. Like, just to a T. It's just kind of him gets to be him, where I feel like he was like, he didn't play the straight character, because obviously he was still kind of a jerk in Caddyshack as well, but it was definitely not as free as he was in this film. And so,
No.
man, yeah.
No, I mean, the writing in this is great, and then Chase's delivery is really good. I mean, the exchange, like, you know, it's a shame about Ed. Oh, it was. Yeah, it was really a shame to go so suddenly like that. He was dying for years. Sure, but the end was very, very sudden. He was in intensive care for 8 weeks. Yeah, but I mean the very end, when he actually died, that was extremely sudden. Like, that's just great comedy writing.
It is.
And you just don't get enough of that anymore. Like, I don't know what happened. I guess it's cyclical. I just hope, you know, I hope in the next 10 years that comedies make some sort of resurgence somehow, because this is getting depressing. Like, there's just not. I think it's going to have to be on the backs of this next generation of comic, like Shane Gillis, like, I don't know, like Dan Soder. Like, they're going to have to get together and, like, I know that Shane does that show Tires. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I'm just miss my comedic movies.
The problem, I mean, I think the biggest problem is, especially something like this, everything's just so fast.
Yeah.
Like, you can't stop and you can't half pay attention. Like, if you're gonna pick up the jokes, you gotta listen. You gotta, like, continue to follow. And you gotta, like, know a little bit of something, because there's so many, like, references he makes in this that you're just like, if you don't know the references, it's not nearly as funny. You know, like, if you've never watched The Godfather, you don't know who Don Corleone is, you know, if you don't, like, I love the thing about that bar when he's just like, he goes, Babar, is that 2 B's? No, 1 B. B-A-B-A-R. That's 2. I mean, the double B. Like, just, you know, things like small things that you just never would have thought about, but like these little, like, you know.
Are you always this forward? Only with wet married women. I mean, it's just shameless. Like, the character's just completely shameless. But it's done in such a, I don't know, it's done with a certain level of innocence, which it's interesting knowing kind of stories about Chevy Chase after the fact, but like, he is able to convey, like, deliver these lines, and he never comes off like a creep. It's like, it's just funny and, like, lighthearted, and I don't know, he's like a big kid. Like, Fletch is basically just like a giant 8 or 9 year old boy. Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, like, and without the sense of consequence too, like 6'3.5", 9-year-old kid. That's Fletch.
To a T. That is Fletch. Oh. But man, there was something I was gonna bring up, but I've lost it at this point. So if it comes up again, but
I'm John. Oh, John who? John Cocktoaston.
Scottish Romanian or something like that.
Scotch
Romanian.
That's an odd combination. Yeah, well, so were my parents.
But I love how this movie has affected pop culture in other forms. You know, like, where it's probably, at least in the main one I can know is it gets referenced in Ted Lasso season 1 when he's checking out of the hotel and he had just slept with the woman. She's like, he goes, "You go off. I'm going to stay in, order a big breakfast on your tab, and, you know, and then do whatever." And he's just like, "Sounds good. I'll be your Underhills anytime." And I'm like, I got it. I like it. Like, well done.
Yeah,
like,
and it's interesting because Sudeikis, his brand of comedy reminds me a lot of this.
Especially earlier on, before he started doing
and not Lasso, more like We're the Millers.
Yeah.
Real quick. Just rapid fire.
Horrible Bosses.
Yes.
Of those,
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell Sudeikis, like, is probably a big fan of the Fletch films.
Yeah.
Like, he's older than us, so, like, it would have even been more
him. Yeah, because he's like 10 or 15 years older than us, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think, yeah.
Probably close to 10.
Yeah.
Because I'm with you. I did not see this until I'm thinking college.
Mm-hmm.
I know Travis was right next door to me, sophomore or junior year. Junior year, I think. Yeah, his room was next to mine, and I think he had a big Fletch poster in his room.
Nice.
But yeah, he's always. In fact, he's probably the first person I met that was like notably like a big fan of the Fletch movies, especially the first one. And he always had that sensibility. Has had that sensibility.
Well, and
for comedy and stuff.
And when we would hang out, I knew it was like one of his favorites. Like it was up there. Like he would talk about it a lot, and I just was surprised he never made us watch it at some point.
He was never. Travis was never like,
you got to do this.
Oh, you got to watch this. Yeah. No, he was always like, this is what I like. If you want to, And I don't remember if he introduced me to the film or if I saw it later. I've never owned it, so I'm sure it was on either then or in grad school when he and friend Tom he roomed or lived with in Tom's townhouse. I might have seen it over there. I'm sure we watched it at least once over there, but no, it's great. It's like any comedy though, like it's better in a group.
Mm-hmm.
Like watched in a group setting, ideally with at least a couple people that like enjoy it. I would definitely not be like, oh, I'm gonna have a Fletch like watch party with people that have never seen it.
No, it's not one of those. It's not like watching The Godfather or Jurassic Park or something like we really done to watch.
But it is quintessential Chase. Like he's totally in his element. Yeah. And it's interesting because he does the sequel, but he doesn't really do much more of that stuff. By the 90s, he's doing like kind of almost rom-com or family comedy kind of stuff. He's transitioned, and I'm sure it's because they were more profitable.
Mm-hmm.
But he was showing up in stuff like Man of the House with like
that's right.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and I do
Wendt
remember that movie.
George Wendt was in that too.
Was he?
Yeah.
That had like Farrah Fawcett in it as well. I remember that movie. It was like he wasn't like the source of like much comedy at all. It was pretty much just like a straight man. It was weird. Yeah. But I'm sure he got a nice payday for it. And
yeah.
So
because I mean he was doing the National Lampoons up until the late 80s.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just seems like he kind of.
That would be the other one, right? Like if it's not this, it'd be Clark Griswold. Yeah, I mean those are the two roles he's.
Yeah, because I remember like for me it was like I remember seeing a bunch of those older those 80s movies and then not really seeing anything until I started watching Chuck, and he pops up in Chuck,
right?
And like one of the later seasons, and then I know he did Community.
Yeah, he had a long stretch in Community. Yeah. Which I didn't really get into, but
I didn't really either. And then I know he's played kind of himself in a couple movies, but yeah. So
yeah,
it's interesting.
No, Fletch seems more like the real him, just because based on everything I've read, he's basically got no filter, which has gotten him in trouble.
You don't.
Whereas
say.
Clark's a much warmer, like carefree kind of character. Yeah, Fletch seems more like the real deal. Doesn't care about anything really, even sometimes his own death. But I will say, and it's the guy he's fought with. But I will say the only other character I think could have played Fletch probably nearly as good in a very different way would have been Bill Murray.
Yeah,
Bill Murray could absolutely have played Fletch. Like
absolutely.
it would have felt different, or looked different. But like he's the yin to his yang when it comes to this stuff. Like the wisecracking, fast talking, like character that he's played in so many. But the thing is, dramatically, Bill Murray's just like really quite good, and Chase just doesn't have that range in him. Like
can't do the seriously. But I mean, you already kind of get it. Some of that Bill Murray in Ghostbusters when he.
Absolutely. No, like, Venkman. Yeah, for sure. It's
100% could be Fletch.
Yeah. For sure. And you get it in Groundhog Day as well. But
yeah. I mean, so that would be interesting. It would definitely be a different feeling to it.
It would, but I think I think that's why they didn't get along, because I think they're actually more similar than they want to admit. Like in real life, I think Murray and Chase are kind of have a lot of similarities. My favorite story I've ever heard about Bill Murray was because he lives in Charleston, South Carolina, and there's a really good food scene there. And the story goes that guy was having dinner at a really nice restaurant, and Bill Murray walks by and plucks something off his plate and eats it and turns around and goes, no one will ever believe you.
That's totally Bill Murray. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I totally believe that. Even if it didn't happen, it happened.
Yeah.
That's totally what Bill Murray would do. That's funny. That is funny.
But yeah, two legends of film comedy for sure. But yeah, this is a good one. And I do like the sequel too. I will sit down and watch Fletch Lives occasionally too. It's slower going, not as many laughs, but it still works for me. Like Fletch Lives still works. Like that Southern plantation in there, it's interesting. It's like, this is where you decided to take this. Interesting. Okay.
I've only seen Fletch Lives once, so
you don't have the beauty of YouTube.
Is you can just see the good
all
scenes.
The best scenes have been spliced down for you, and you just go to the one where he's like the guest preacher on the.
I'll have to rewatch that.
It's great. I'm pretty sure he's got fake teeth in for that one too.
Oh, of course.
Some of Fletch's usually Fletch's best characters have got some sort of fake teeth in there. all ball bearings these days.
All ball bearings.
I've used that before too, like working on something.
I gotta go get ball bearings.
Hand me something, I'm gonna need ball bearings and gauze pads.
So you got anything else? No.
No, I'm surprised we've talked this long on Fletch.
It's just, I think one of the things, and to tell people, one of the reasons I think not that we steer away from comedies, is just there's inherently kind of what you said, there's less outside of the dialogue or the comedic elements in it. There's generally a whole lot less to talk about because, again, the goal is to let the comedy shine, not let your shot selection, your editing, your sound design, your music, it's less. Even though
and this you talk about repetitive music, Fletch, my gosh, it's it's pretty much the same synth line
over and over again.
Over and over again.
Which, by the way, Laura was like, I really miss these movie soundtracks. She's like, I just want a lot of more synth in my life, and I was like, okay, that's nice. I'm okay not having it.
Okay not having it.
Yeah. But I mean, that's kind of the main reason. It's just it's sometimes harder to delve deep. It's also one of the reasons why the Oscars always give Best Actor and Best Movie to dramas, even though I contend that making a good comedy is far harder than doing a drama. Acting in a comedy is super difficult because, again, comedy is so subjective. To have something that appeases a large audience is difficult to do. Whereas being serious is, not saying it's not hard. It's just I feel like it's much easier to do a serious piece. And as an actor, it's always much easier for me to play the straight or the serious guy than the funny guy. So,
by the way, I will say comedies do have probably the most unusual editing requirement of any genre, because if you're doing it right and the laughs are landing, you have to edit pauses into the film to allow the audience to stop laughing before the next line's delivered or the next joke. It's really odd. And that's a skill unto itself. It's not like editing any other. I mean, I think editing action is a lot easier than editing comedy, than getting those timings down where it's not too long. It feels awkward, but there is enough of a breather there, a breath, to let the audience laugh before you're into the next piece of dialogue. Or because in a movie like this, there's still stuff that you have to pick up on as a viewer to follow along.
Yeah,
it's interesting in that way. It's not super spoon fed either. You kind of have to pay attention to what he's doing and where he's going and what he's trying, what information he's trying to pull out of people or break in somewhere and ascertain. But yeah,
get chased by dogs
all the time.
So Ben, I have one question for you.
What's that?
Are you going to take me to jail for car theft? I always enjoy that where the kid asks him that, and he's like, "Why did you steal this car?" He goes, "I sure did." He thinks he's stolen from the guy, but the kid's also stolen it.
What kind of name is Poon? Comanche Indian.
What's your name? Fletch F. Fletch. What's your occupation? Shepherd.
Yeah, shepherd. Yep.
Well.
Yeah, just
devolve.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the quote fest. Yeah, Frank, I need to go to Utah. Utah. Yeah, Utah. It's wedged in between Wyoming and Nevada. You've seen pictures of it, right? Like it just, yeah. The character's just the ultimate smartass, and I definitely appreciate it for that because I've been called that before.
What? No.
Shocking. I'm shocked.
I am beside myself and surprised.
It's good. Well, without further ado, we will wrap this up. Appreciate everybody listening to this episode on Fletch. I'm surprised the conversation kind of was as expansive as it was. I thought we might get 15 minutes into this thing and be like, oh, well, that about wraps up Fletch.
We did kind of diverge from the topic.
That's fine. We usually do that.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate everybody listening. We will be back next week, and we'll try to get some more comedies here in the rotation. I think the recommendations spot on that we've kind of fallen away from that, so we'll work on that. Until then, take care.